be encouraging them to be innovative and delivering some distance education to our students over the next several weeks so that we can continue to do our mitigation efforts to address COVID-19 in South Dakota.
Basically, to give context, I was in the middle of 8th grade year during the 2019-2020 school year, and then quarantine hit, and I really never finished 8th grade.
It's weird because 8th grade year was probably one of the most forgettable years that I honestly kind of want to forget. I was kind of a quiet kid. I wasn't really as talkative and funny, I would say, as my 7th grade year. But yeah, and honestly, it was more of just a year that I was just trying to get through and just trying to get out of middle school. But looking back now, it just feels so unreal how in a flash I went from a middle school 8th grader to a college freshman. Not at USC though. I wish, if only. I just hated how in 8th grade year I was more talking to people outside of my own town than actually in like school. It just makes me kind of just wish I could go back and just finally just finish 8th grade year as much as I would want to, because I feel like looking back now, there were so many people that I talked to in middle school that I honestly didn't even get a chance to talk to in high school at all, by just how so many people are in high school, because both of the middle schools are combined into one. So yeah, then there was a lot of people that I just wasn't able to talk to. But quarantine for me was honestly interesting for me. With the lack of not doing anything, it kind of just made me turn into the person who I am today. And I kind of am glad for quarantine, how it made me go from the shy 8th grader that I didn't want to talk to anyone and I just didn't know how to become me, into being talkative and just trying to meet so many new people when I came back to school for my freshman year of high school. Pretty sure everyone can agree quarantine was sometimes boring, and I live in a state where there wasn't really much sunlight, as I remember during quarantine, and I could just sense the feeling of depression once just being inside at my old house, just doing nothing. It was just a big uncertainty as well. Like, I really left spring break thinking it was only just going to be a 30-day break, but we really never came back. And there was a day during May, I remember, that you could come back and clean your lockers, but I honestly never even came back. I honestly don't know why I did that. I guess I just wanted to get aura points by not showing up and being this dark, mysterious shadow. Holgate even held like a graduation like drive-by that I didn't even go as well. I don't know why. I kind of wish I did, to just say goodbye to some teachers that I didn't even get to say any last words until maybe my senior year of high school, or not even some at all, to be honest. I was such a bum during quarantine. I mean, I never even did schoolwork. Like, USC is going to look at this video one of these days. Like, if I go to like grad school over there, they're going to watch this video and just be like, yeah, we really don't want this guy. I just remember like everyone was in Zoom calls, and my mom would always bash my younger brother for not showing up to the Zooms and not doing his work. But honestly, I never even did any of the work. I never even went to Zoom. I never did any of the work. I think my mom only pressed me for maybe one time. I probably just gave little to no effort in the assignments that I had to do in order to just make my mom not talk about the assignments. So, and during a month or so into lockdown, I moved into this couch so then I could just get away from everyone. So in the living room, I would just put on an MLS Rewind match just to remind myself that LAFC were still having to go through Cruz Azul to move on to the semifinals of the CONCACAF Champions League. But this is where I really slept during lockdown. And just I wanted to get away from my brother, who I shared a room with at that time. Just wanted to get away from everyone. I made videos in here in this couch as well. Looking back, they were kind of poor, and I still cringe at them, but it was definitely a great thing and a great way to just escape from reality and just be in my own world. Quarantine was a mess, but it also gave me the opportunity to make new friends and build stronger relationships with friends as well. I had this friend group with Jaden, Kat, her name was, everyone called her that, and then her cousin Madison. And honestly, they really were the best part of quarantine summer. We started hanging out in May, started building a stronger relationship with them by going to the park, going on walks, going to their place. And I don't know, looking back at it, it just makes me feel so much grateful for them being able to take the slob of me and just make me into a better person and also an outgoing person. I'm honestly so glad to just go back to school and just talk to people that I really didn't have the opportunity to talk in person, except for Snapchat. But honestly, when you're talking to someone on Snapchat, it's just, you just don't get that same thing rather than talking to people in person. And so I came back, and normally with freshmen in high school, you're in a group called orientation, and you're with these groups, and then two seniors are the leaders, and they show you around. I still remember some of the people that were in my group, but yeah, there were some new people. I tried being funny. I think one of the most cringiest, but the most remembering part was me trying to tell, like, hey guys, you should add me on Snapchat. I don't know why I did a quick shield just to plug my Snapchat, but go ahead and add my Snapchat, I guess. I still had that slop from not doing anything because my first semester of high school ever, I really didn't do much. Like, the grades were bad. I really didn't do any assignments. In algebra class, instead of just paying attention to ingenuity, I would just hop on YouTube and see what's the latest Inter Miami highlights, because I thought they actually had an opportunity with Gonzalo Higuain joining that team.
MLS debut, a chance to bring it within.
Felt like the slob was still there from quarantine. You could just tell from the grades. And honestly, I think during winter break, that's when I just realized I should really actually like lock in and try doing like my assignments for once. But yeah, I remember coming back, I started to do more assignments, finishing them on time. The only thing that I really hated during my third term was a speech class that I took. I really didn't like it, but still, I got my work done. Fourth term, a lot better. I got all A's in my classes. Freshman year, really, it was just such a, looking back now, it was such a refreshing grade year for me. It was definitely a step up from 8th grade, and I couldn't thank quarantine enough. And I guess if there was a message for this video, this is kind of just a weird video, I don't know, but just, I guess, just appreciate the times. Cherish the moments that you have right now. And, you know, sometimes I do that nowadays. I just try to enjoy the day each day, because I always want to be better than the Jason I was yesterday. You know, that's always the mentality that I want to do, because I'm not a perfect guy. Okay, I always mess up some sort of way, and I just hate how I really just mess up sometimes. So every day I always want to improve myself. I always want to mature And I'm hoping this year that I can be more patient, I can be more loyal, better diets and healthy life, also getting homework done, and also taking up better challenges as well. This year I decided I wanted to double major in secondary education and also journalism to just take up more of a challenge, because I also love being a mentor to students now that I'm a little bit older. So just being a mentor in a leadership role just makes me feel good about myself.
So yeah, that's kind of just how quarantine and lockdown greatly affected me. It gave me some new experience and some new morals that I still use to this day. So yeah, I couldn't think quarantine anymore, as much as how negative it had on me personally and then others as well. It also had a positive as well. And looking back now, 5 years later, I'm really thankful for it. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Something very different to the channel. I think, me personally, I don't really like talking about my personal life, because here on ItzJason channel, it's just mostly the most brain rotted videos you can ever think of. But I thought this was a good idea, and greatly inspired me how it's been 5 years, man. And I just want to talk about it, just talk about my experience, and just talk about me, because I feel like I never do that in my own channel, and even with my second channel as well. It's just vlogs, but they kind of show the highlight of my life, and not like me during times were difficult, I would say. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see how it does. If it doesn't do well, and if me personally don't like it, then I'll probably just privatize it later or something like that. I don't know, we'll see how it is. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.